Hi everyone, and cheers to a new year 2025. So we're going to ask, what is the big power move that you're going to make in 2025? We'll get some idea about the situation surrounding it and the choices you have in that situation as well. And these are the 3 readings that you can select from to discover more about that power move, how it comes into your life, and what it means when you make it in 2025. So on our reading 1, we have number 22, which says library, take control of your own narrative. In reading 2, we have number 36, which is gold, you don't need someone else to fix you. And then reading 3, we have number 44, which says storm, every hurricane comes to an end. So take a moment, pause the video if you need to, and I will see you ahead for your message. Hi everyone in reading 1. So you were drawn to this card 22, which says library, take control of your own narrative. So we can see right away that the major power move you're making in 2025 is that you are taking control of your own narrative in some way. And the number 22 will be significant to you. So if you already have a meaning or a relationship with the number 22 or repeating 2s, then you'll want to pay attention to those. And if not, you might want to start looking around for how 22 shows up in your life. 22 is actually, in the life path numbers, one of the master numbers, and it's the master, I'm forgetting. There's master builder, master teacher. Which one is 22? I'm gonna have to put that in a text right here and let you know what that number 22 means. You might also want to look throughout the year towards the 22nd of each month, and that usually corresponds to like the very beginning of each astrological cycle. So you might want to use that time to like set intentions and for the month or the cycle, and get into tune with the astrological sign that is coming into prominence at that time. So say, for example, January 22nd, you might want to start transitioning from Capricorn along with the energies of the world into Aquarius, and start to think for yourself how that matches into your energy and how you can harness kind of the Aquarian energies towards some aspect of your pursuits. For a lot of people, this is going to mean gaining some knowledge in whatever way that is meaningful to you. For many people, it will mean deciding to go to school. It could be starting with, like, say, junior college and then moving on to 4-year college. It could be a certificate program. It could be deciding to just go to college. In general, it could be like a local workshop or training. So for example, if you wanted to gain entrepreneurship skills, you would find like the local offerings, possibly through your local government, to help support and develop like small business skills for its residents. Knowledge, however you come by it doesn't have to be in formal ways. It can also be through your own research online, through talking to people more experienced than you in this area that you want to go towards. There's some sort of knowledge building that is important for you, taking control of your own narrative. And really what I see here is that power move, in that sense, takes place throughout the whole year incrementally. That you're gaining more knowledge, you're incorporating it into how you tell your own story, tell yourself to the world. Package and make sense of your own identity for yourself and for the world. Your identity plays a key role in your success. I see this as like, for example, gaining more knowledge about your past, maybe the social constructs, the societal conditions, the historical events around your past, and making sense of what that means to you personally now. And you gaining that insight over your identity is also going to help unlock that and explain that for others as well. So you become sort of an expert along those lines. Yeah, you working your way towards expertise, becoming one of the few people who have a certain knowledge or skills, is the power move that you are transitioning your life towards. So it's really exciting. There's another example in there. What was it? Okay, it's not coming back. It might swing around again. But I think that's the main energy coming through here, is that you are becoming like the expert of yourself, and that gives you the control over your own narrative. And you're a leader in this way to others. They will see that you're forging a way to craft your own narrative in a way that's more respectful, more aligned, more truthful to your experiences, and which gives you power back in your social situation as well. Okay, there's another example coming in here. So say, for example, there's been a lot of lack of understanding about people's health, right? Physical health and mental health. Let's take mental health, for example. So say, for example, looking at the time before we had a name for, say, ADHD, people didn't have control over the narrative of what they were experiencing. So an identity would be imposed upon them, and they would just be labeled as like hyperactive or disruptive, or don't fit into society. I'm sorry if this is offensive to anyone. This is just what I was exposed to as I was growing up, because we didn't have an understanding over ADHD. Whereas nowadays there is like more of a psychological and biological understanding of that experience, and how we can be kinder towards making space for those experiences. Do you see how the narrative changes there, and how it shifts the way that people live in the world? This is kind of the energy, the power move that is available to you, and that you will be stepping through in 2025, however that lands in your life. So I kind of want to not pull tarot cards, but get a series of oracle cards that just kind of give you more guidance and advice to hold on to as you kind of come upon that power, that point of making your power move. And for you, again, this would be more of incremental points where that power move kind of just accumulates over the year. Not necessarily one major power move that happens in one go. Although there may be a major decision you make, for example, starting your business or going to school, signing up for the course, that will be bigger than the other moves that you make. So I'm going to pull out a few of these affirmation cards. So these are going to help you as you set about doing your power move in 2025. I trust the intelligence within me. Interesting that there's a knowledge card coming through. We already talked about knowledge. So this is also about trusting what you already know, the wisdom you've already gained so far, and adding to it. The universe is one of great order and peacefulness, and I reflect this in every moment of my life. This is like aligning, as I said before, aligning to the cycles as you shift through them. So aligning to Aquarius cycle, aligning to Pisces. That's going to really help you to remember that as we go through all of 2025. These are sticking. I'm gonna shuffle them, see if that helps. And then I'm gonna, ooh, Did that just come out for you? I love that. Okay, so I receive life's gifts with joy and pleasure and gratitude. So embracing these energies of joy, cultivating like pleasurable experiences for yourself, and having gratitude for what's around you is going to keep you lifted and running through the year. I was holding this off. It felt like coincidence, but because I just finished a reading for Leo, but I'm really feeling Leo energy coming into here. It sounds very the energy feels similar to what I just finished accessing in the reading. So if you are Leo, you have Leo placements in your chart, or if there's Leo important in your life, or the Leo period is important to you. So this would be the end of July, around July 20th to August 20th area. That's going to be an important time for you, actually. And that might be a time that you are like starting school or starting your program, but look to that time and for confirmation, for remembering the power move that you're accumulating over the whole year. Okay, this is a little bit easier. I am in harmony with all that surrounds me. I am at peace. Yeah, this is reflective here of like the universe and becoming harmonized to the order, the movements of the universe. Being at peace. To me, that speaks about accepting yourself, and acceptance is like the first step towards greater knowledge about yourself. So if there's an aspect of yourself that you feel shame or your denial over, or you're trying to hide, becoming at peace with it, accepting it, would be the first step towards unlocking this greater power within. Okay, I'm gonna get some more spirit guidance here. Always in motion. Oh my gosh, it's number 22 also. That is a significant number for you. Always in motion. Yeah, the cycles again. Really, it's really drawing you to remember that there's no one key moment. This is unfolding over cycles. And, you know, it might feel sometimes like 2 steps forward, 1 step back situation. But if you just don't think of it in that way, you reframe it for yourself and think of it as you're going into harmony. You trust the order and the clock of the universe, and you along with it. That's going to help you take control of your narrative, develop that knowing of yourself and that sense of power of yourself within what might feel like a chaotic universe. And all is well, number 12. Always in motion, all is well. There's this like a mantra, I don't know if it's a mantra or a phrase that I heard on like a podcast, and I tried it out for a while. I kind of liked it, but you can, in the morning when you wake up, you can say to yourself like, everything is always working out for me, or it was something like every day I'm getting better and better, and you just kind of say that to yourself every morning, and then you start to like internalize it. That's coming through with the all is well card. You might just want to say that to yourself when you wake up, all is well. You might wake up with anxieties, and that might set the tone for your day. So your guides are asking you to reset a different tone for yourself by making this a mantra, remembering this for yourself, that all is well throughout 2025. It's like trust the process. It's going to be a process, and there's going to be ups and downs, but in the end, all of it shapes up to be well in the end. I'm going to get one more card, and we're going to ask how you can support yourself as you go about making this power move in your life. Ooh, allow accepting all parts of you. I cannot believe this. This is crazy. It is number 22 again. So that is just like hitting you over the head with the number 22. I love that. I'm definitely going to put the meaning of 22 in this reading. But I also love that it's reiterating what was coming through earlier, where it says accepting all parts of you. You really can look to some part of you that you feel shame around, that you've been hiding. That is the thing. That's the key thing. So like from the beginning example, if it's ADHD, for example, accepting that, understanding it, giving compassion towards it rather than shame, that's going to shift the tide of your whole life. That is your power mode, shifting that internal tide of how you respond and accept the things within you that you carry and you live with. Yeah, and that's your message, and I'm wishing you the best 2025 with that, your extended power move, and you're really going to kind of see yourself in a very different way in 2026, and hoping you continue to work with love, wishing you all the love as you continue on your journey. Thank you for any likes, shares, subscribes, and I'll see you in the next reading. Hi, reading 2. So what is the power move that you're making in 2025? We're going to get some more information, some context around that, and some guidance on how to move through those energies this year. Some initial things that I was picking up from your card that you were drawn to, number 36, gold. You don't need someone else to fix you. Is there a lot of image symbolic similarities between this this show that came out a few years ago called The Serpent of Essex, and I just have some extra time now that it's the holidays, and I was looking for something to watch, and I found this show, and so I kind of watched it all pretty quickly. But there's a lot of similarities here with this gold mended cup here. It's a motif in the show. This is actually the Japanese practice, the art of it's called kitsugi, I think, mending broken pottery or vases with gold and making it something new, making it renewed, stronger, not quite the same as before, but something else just as beautiful. And so that kind of message that we typically think of with this art practice was kind of flipped around in the story of the Serpent of Essex, in which somebody used it as a metaphor to like break someone down and rebuild them in their image for control over them. And so I'm picking up on the themes of that story for your reading here. Not only that, but there were strong like seaside settings and meanings to the storyline, as well as fossils. And so I'm seeing these here in the imagery with the starfish, the looks like to me like fossilized images here, and then the shell that this figure has around her neck. It also makes me think of the Little Mermaid and control over her voice that happened. So I'm picking up these strong themes of you kind of over the past year or several years, and maybe your entire life, have been struggling to break a authoritative, controlling bond that someone has had over you, some person, but it could also be a society or an institution more generally. And I really see you becoming yourself, breaking that control and taking the reins of your life for yourself. So it says here, you don't need someone else to fix you. So a lot of the lies or the misdirection that has been leading you astray, I guess, in the past years, would be the idea that you need to depend on someone else for whatever reason. It could be that you feel broken in some way and you don't believe that you can fix yourself on your own, however that's landing in your life. And so that is the thing that has automatically given authority to someone else or some other institution to have a significant amount of control over your life, to the point that your individuality, your authentic voice is locked away within you. And that's really your power move this year, is that you're unlocking yourself, you're unlocking your voice particularly, and you are making yourself anew in your own image. So that is wonderful, and that takes a lot of courage and strength, and you're breaking some kind of energetic, I will say oppressive bond that has been in your life so far. So heavy stuff, but this is your year that you're making this power move. So I want to, instead of drawing tarot cards, I'm going to pull out some more oracle cards, all in the spirit of getting more direct advice as you go through these events next year. So we're going to get several of these self-love cards. I know inwardly what is right for me. So this is all about trusting yourself, your guidance, and not relying on external guidance, as we were saying before. I was born to enjoy life. So you're not born, I want to say, to serve others or to make other people happy. You were born to find enjoyment in life yourself. And so this can kind of be reorienting your vision of what life is all about for you. I am in harmony with all that surrounds me. I am in peace. I feel like that's coming through attached to the kitsugi, the gold that's bonding the broken pieces. You reharmonizing, you attaching to everything around you in peace and harmony is like the metaphorical gold that's bonding all your broken pieces together. Every day I choose to send loving, healing energy to the planet or what I do with my mind does make a difference. So there's a significant element of this being a mental battle. Where you make your power move is in energetic and mental fields, particularly in your ability to cultivate healing energies. So you kind of like realizing your power, stepping into your healing power, and mentally kind of focusing all your efforts towards that really creates this kind of central nexus for these I will say for you to kind of concentrate your power and make that power move energetically through love, healing, and positive mentality. That's really the power move that carries you through and reshapes your whole life. I receive life's gifts with joy and pleasure and gratitude. And I love this is landing here because it's reminding me of something I wanted to say with the cup. So this is an actual cup. It makes me think of the cup suits in tarot. It makes me actually think of the Ace of Cups because she has a single cup here. You being able to receive love and joy and pleasure is a big part of your power move. There's a mechanism that's like instilled within you to deny that for yourself and to tell yourself maybe you don't deserve it or it's not for you. Reversing that and being able to receive in the first place is going to be a huge power move for you, because it's almost like your cup is overturned and you can't receive anything into an overturned cup. It's only when you open it up and you're ready to receive that stuff can flow in for you and you can have it. So it's not like it's not meant for you, it's not coming to you. There's a bit about you meeting the universe halfway at this point. Now you're ready to receive and to flow with the harmony there. There's just a lot of beauty and like I hear harmony, peace, healing energy, love that's really swirling around you in 2025. And it's just a matter of you realizing how well you can tap in and draw that into your own life. And this is really what you're mastering in 2025. Let's get a healing energy message in that spirit. You have the ability to affect your own destiny, number 41. Yeah, really taking that that control over your own life and your own direction is being repeated here. You have this ability. You don't have to depend on external people or bases of knowledge or institutions. It's coming through to me as either, like, say the authority that we give medicine, institutions of medicine. It's also coming through as institutions of religion, and who kind of like have a lot of control over, or an authority over, the way we have certain worldviews. It's giving in 2025, you're getting your power back to determine for yourself what is your worldview, what is your truth, and to follow that for yourself, and to realize that you had the best answer all along within you. Carry the torch for others to see, wake up the world, number 47. So I love how these like kind of line up right in the colors. It's like you're kind of trekking off, going on this internal journey, figuring out your own truth for yourself, and then making it a guiding light for others who are in a similar position to you, who want to connect with their own truth, with their own guidance, and their a worldview that is not mainstream, but it exists specific to your experiences and others who have shared that experience. It's something of like, I'll say like on the margins, not a mainstream experience, but it doesn't make it, like less true. It's just you have a different experience with a different truth, and there are others who would love to be guided by your light, by that in 2025. So your power move is not only just for yourself by liberating yourself, it's to help liberate others eventually. And so I am wishing you the best 2025 with that. Wishing you so much love on your journey. Hoping you continue to work with love as well. Thank you for any like, share, subscribes, and I will see you in the next reading. Hi, reading 3. So let's get to your power move in 2025. You were drawn to this card 44, Storm. Every hurricane comes to an end. We have an image of a woman running through puddles. It looks like the receding storm. And holding on to her crown as she does. And so the image or the message I'm getting for you of your power move in 2025 is that when some, I will say, tower moment or some difficulty that affects multiple people, broad sections of society, when it comes to an end, you're going to be there to help people through the aftermath. Number 44 is going to be a key number for you to look out for throughout the year as a symbol or signal for you. 4s represent stability, and I feel the message of you being able to generate stability for yourself and for others, especially after disruptions, chaotic events, natural disasters, even with the storm here. But it's not limited to that. This would also be like societal disruptions as well. Any situation where people are hurting and need guidance and need to recover. Your power move is that you're going to step in the moment when people need it. I think you're going to surprise yourself that you have this leadership ability within you. That's the feeling I'm feeling from empathically. The information I'm getting is that you are not even going to expect yourself to step up in this time of need, but you do, and you realize like you are the person to do this. So this can happen in any kind of scale. It could be within your family, could be within your community, it could be taking up a political position, more bigger section of society. It could be taking on a job, say like in a disaster relief agency, something literally like that. You're going to surprise yourself, but it's also going to feel needed, and it's going to feel right to you. It's like you know what to do. You have just that claircognizance, like that automatic knowing of what to do here. Definitely getting you stepping into your leadership with the crown as well. And even though this woman is alone and she looks a little surprised, I also feel like a fearlessness, a rising kind of above the storm sense here as well. And it looks like she's in her nightgown, right? So it's a little bit like an abrupt situation where there's not a lot of preparation, but you just make do with what you have, and that's all you need. It works. Yeah, so I actually haven't gotten tarot cards for the other readings, but I feel like there is a little bit more of a backstory to your set. So I want to get tarot cards for you and see what comes through. We'll just get 3. More information for our reading 3 and their power move that they're making in 2025. Anything that can best guide them as they navigate this storm as it comes to an end. And the aftermath really is where their power move happens. What about this storm? 2 of coins, 2 of swords in reverse, 8 of cups. So the immediate general energies, and you can see if this resonates with some area in your life, is that there's a little bit of a balancing chaos first with the 2 of coins. Balancing through a chaotic event, trying to make things work. 2 of swords in reverse, not seeing clearly the way forward. But also a double meaning I'm coming through here. Most people, including you, aren't going to see a clear way forward at first, and then eventually you do get gifted the insight to the clear way forward. But it's kind of like just you and a few people who like understand as well your vision. And you are basically like leading people out of a difficult situation with the 8 of cups. You are leading people, and a lot of this is going to be on faith and trust in the guidance you're given, and people's faith and trust in you as their physical representation of that guidance. So I want to see if there's like a real world specific situation where this is coming through. Not really seeing it. I also want to see if there's timing that we can know. Toxic. Ooh. Romance. Isn't that a song? The storm. So there's some addiction that people have to some kind of like something that's compelling and charismatic. And it gets like a little bit too extreme. And people need to reverse the tide of that, get out of that situation. It's like they're enchanted by this. So like we can think of like media, you know, people kind of getting enchanted by an idea, or kind of like getting very like enthusiastic about an idea or a way of doing things. It just gets to the point where it's a little bit extreme, and you help to counteract that. It's like you have the antidote somehow energetically to this. So wherever emotions get raised to the point of like it becoming out of control, you can like lead people away from like the heightened emotions of that. So if we're talking about a smaller scale, it could be something like this. I think we've all seen this happen where there's gossip, right? Toxic gossip, and people start to ostracize like a single person, start to direct their frustrations at this person, and like it can get a little bit out of balance, and you're the one who kind of stands up and you start to question like where did this come from? Why are we treating this person so harshly? And you can talk sense into people. You can get them to kind of like ease up on like ganging up on this one person, bullying basically. Like you can intervene in a bullying situation where people don't recognize it as bullying. There's some, and this is kind of like coming back to the storm card, this is some kind of result of an aftermath. So say that there's been like a toxic boss that enters the company, and like it just kind of like reverberates throughout everyone there, and maybe there's like competition, or promotions get a little bit more like competitive, and so the whole environment is becoming a little bit more toxic. But for some reason people are taking that frustration that they're experiencing and focusing in on this like other employee who just happens to be singled out by whatever circumstances. You know, like I think we've all observed that this happens from time to time. You're able to direct people away from getting too caught up in the aftermath, and not really like the chaos of them not really knowing what to do with themselves. You're able to help people through that, and that's huge. You know, like it's often the aftermath that like can make a distressing situation kind of accumulate into so much more than it needs to be. So you're able to intervene in that way. And that's your power move. You're very much coming through as showing your power in service to others, in helping even people who would become like, say, the bullies. You're helping them to prevent like helping them see another way, helping them avoid becoming that person essentially, or putting those energies into the world. So it's beautiful. So I'm going to get some cards to give you direct guidance when you encounter this situation. I say yes to opportunity and abundance. So I'm seeing this as if you get offered a promotion which takes on more responsibility, this is your encouragement to say yes, because this puts you in that position to be able to make that intervention. My business is prosperous. I know I am one with all life. I am the beauty and joy of the universe. Expressing and receiving. Something that attracts people into why people have faith in you is because you have success, like on paper, like on the books. Like you have attained a definition of success financially, status wise in your career, and that gives you the legitimacy in people's eyes for them to trust what you're saying and to follow where you're guiding them. I know I am one with life. I am the beauty and joy of the universe, expressing and receiving. I'm reading this as a little bit of a reminder for you, as you're a leader, to embrace and never forget that vision of leadership that you do have, which is still one of the collective. Not that you are like, a ruler over other people, but that you are an effective leader because you still identify as part of the collective. You make that very clear. You are like one with the people that you are helping through, and their well-being is tied up in your well-being, and that's kind of like the signature of your leadership style. I'm going to get some healing spirits guidance too. Your path may be bumpy, but this will alter soon. Number 29. And so yeah, this is consistent with the storm. Things feeling bumpy, but it almost looks like a storm clearing here too, right? Storms end, storms clear. Your work begins in the aftermath. That might also feel bumpy, but same with the storm. It clears and it gets smoother after. So if you're feeling a little bit nervous or like hesitant to take on this responsibility because of the choppy waters, just remember that those choppy waters are temporary. Speak your truth with passion. Number 45. So this is about you. When you see that insight, when you see the truth of what's going on, you see that actually this person, going back to that example, is not the culprit of everyone's frustrations, yet everyone's taking out their frustration on the one person. When you see that truth, stand by it firmly. Don't just like whisper it, or suggest it. State it with passion. Let people know the strength of this truth. They need it just as much as the victim needs it. They need to know this in order to attain harmony in their own lives as well. So you're doing everyone a favor by speaking your truth with passion. And that is your power move. Really, I think that's a great way to end it. Like, that's really your power move too, speaking your truth with passion. In 2025, and I am wishing you so much love on your journey, hoping you continue to work with love as well. Thank you for any likes, shares, subscribes, and I will see you in the next reading.